Yo, what's up, everybody? Sorry for the mess. I literally just got home from work right now a couple minutes ago. It's about 11:30 at night, and I just wanted to show you guys what I'll be working on tomorrow. A quick update for the build. If you guys follow... See, this is why you don't put surfboards in the garage. They just hit everything. Anyways, if you guys have been following the build, then you know exactly what this is for. This is for our all-wheel drive Honda CRX. And I'll just show you really quick. On the last setup, the drive shaft that we had some failure. And basically what this was right here was a CRV drive shaft from this point down, cut and welded onto a flange, which is for a LandRover. And two things contributed to it breaking, in our opinion. One of which, when we welded it on, it wasn't in perfect alignment, the U-joints. Second of all, was there was no slip joint on the drive shaft. This is the drive shaft that we were using. The front goes this way, the rear goes that way. And you can see, in older videos, you can see exactly how we mounted and made this work and whatnot. And it worked fine, but the failure happened, and we basically needed a new shaft. And for the front, we also wanted to incorporate the slip joint. So what we did was order offline a brand new front shaft, which we got off of eBay for, I think, $107 shipped. And it comes obviously with the part that bolts onto the viscous coupler. If you're not aware of what that is, look in our old videos. You'll see the whole build process and exactly why we need this in an all-wheel drive Honda. It utilizes the LandRover slip joint, just like this is from the factory. You can see right there, the boot. This pulls out and twists around. That way you have the slip joint that you need when a drive shaft is moving, because the engine is rocking forward and whatnot. And since we didn't have that, I think that contributed to this failure right there. Now, if you have like a mid plate, which we're actually going to be putting on the CRX soon, stay tuned for that. If you have a mid plate, it probably won't do as much damage, but it's always good to have like a slip joint, because that's what manufacturers recommend from the factory. That being said, instead of doing kind of like a Frankenstein shaft as we did last time and having to do not only a LandRover component right here plus another CRV drive shaft component right there, I just went ahead and bought the brand new front shaft. Obviously, it's going to need to be shortened, but the important thing is this front slip joint. To use that onto a stock CRV, which is the 4-bolt flange, this isn't the exact flange that is the transfer case, but this is the same bolt pattern just for demonstration purposes. To be able to use that, there's this adapter that we actually got from DCA Performance, but just from the looks of it, this is actually a fully billet aluminum part, and it looks pretty freaking sturdy. Essentially what this is going to do, it's going to be an adapter for the LandRover slip joint from that bolt pattern right there to the transfer case bolt pattern. And if I just go ahead and put a couple bolts in real quick. So there's 2 bolts just holding it into place. Let's pretend that this flange right here is the transfer case. And obviously this billet piece is what's going to be coming off the transfer case. This fits perfectly into the space where the LandRover shaft will go. Let me just put some quick bolts in there to hold it into place. All right, just end up using 1 bolt right here just to hold the adapter on. Obviously, by only using one side, there's a gap on the other, and it's closed right there. But when you do install this, I'm sure you're just going to have to do like a regular torque sequence, like one side, and use a star pattern. Just like anything that goes in circles like that, you want to evenly distribute the torque. That being said, this pretty much is a very self-explanatory part. Just a billet adapter, gets the 4-bolt Honda flange adapted onto the LandRover. I believe it's a 6-bolt flange, if I'm not mistaken, which is the slip joint itself, and it allows you to just go ahead and run the OEM stuff. He also sells the full kit. I don't know if he has it listed on the website, but I'm sure if you give him a call, there's a number. You can get in contact with him and get the front and rear adapter. I only got the front one since the rear. We haven't had a problem with anything breaking with the drive shaft that we made. That's the little adapter that we made, but the rear won't get as much shock as the front, because obviously there's a viscous coupler in the center, like getting all that shock. If you see the failures, they're almost always in the front. But yeah, so that pretty much does sum up this video. I didn't want it to like drag on. I just wanted to show you guys real quick a new part that we got, the billet adapter for LandRover to run their drive shaft with a slip joint onto a Honda 4-bolt flange. If you have any questions, I'll be doing an install video on this hopefully tomorrow, if not the day after. And I'll actually be able to show you guys step by step, like I always do on the channel, on exactly how to put this on. Also, just for comparison, this is the shaft that broke because of the joints over here. This is about the length that it's going to have to be overall. So if you kind of just want to line it up after the flange, this comes on, it'll probably be like right there. And then it ends right here for the other shaft. So I'll pretty much have to bring in this portion right here, which is the same type of flange. I'll have to bring that in to about right there, and it'll be a very short front shaft, which I don't know about drive shafts, but I don't see anything wrong as long as it has that slip in the front. It should be more than fine. Obviously, like I said, this is a learning channel. If anything happens, it's for your guys' knowledge, and we always post if something happens to the car so you guys don't have that same mistake. Anyways, let me know if you guys have any immediate questions down in the comment section below, or shoot me a DM at Slowintegra on Instagram so I can get back to you quick. And if not, just stay tuned for the install video. If you aren't already subscribed, check out the other videos and hit subscribe because we have some really cool builds on the channel. I think you guys would really enjoy. That being said, hope everybody has a great night, morning, day, whatever time of day you're watching this, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.